In this podcast, I'll talk about verb tenses. There are three main verb tenses, which are past, present, and future tense. Now I'm going to give an example for each verb tense, so that it would help explain the verb tenses. Michael had played the piano for an hour. The verb tense here is the past tense, as it describes something that happened in the past. Cheryl will walk home after school. Here the verb is in the future tense, as it describes something that is going to happen in the future. Susie is a cheerleader. Here the verb is in the present tense, as it describes something that happens in the present time, neither in the future nor in the past. Getting more in details, there are regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are verbs that we add for them ed at the end of the word for past and past participle endings, such as create as it will be created and shout as it will be shouted. While irregular verbs don't have a specific rule for the endings of the past and past participle tenses, so that they must be learned and memorized by heart. An example of irregular verbs is cut, as it is the same for the past and past participle tenses. Another example is speak, which will be in the past tense spoke and in the past participle tense spoken. There are also passive verb tenses. An example for the passive verb tense use is his homework is finished or the food is being prepared. From these two passive verb tense sentences, we can notice that the sentence basically focuses on the action that is done, and it doesn't focus on who did the action. Finally, there are the finite and the infinite verb tenses. Infinite verbs are verbs that are affected by several elements of the sentence, so that their forms are changed according the person. Either the person is is the first person, second person, third person, or singular or plural, and the tense of the sentence. For example, the verb eat. If the sentence came in the first person, it will be I eat, while if it came in the third person, it will be he eats. While the infinite verbs are verbs that are not affected by the sentence, and they are divided into three types, which are: number one is the participle, as this includes the present and past participle of the tense, and it functions as an adjective. For example, the dying man. Number two is grunt, and this refers to the verbs that end with ing that serve as nouns. For example, the writing on the wall. And number three is the infinitive, which is the verb in its basic form, sometimes preceded by to, such as I have to finish my work. Thank you, and I hope I have helped you understand some verb tenses.